All right, so we are going to go through another intersection problem here. It says, find the coordinates, a very important word, you should underline that, for which y is equal to x plus 3 intersects this. Now this is a circle, and we can ask you to find the intersection point of any type of graph because it's always the same process. What you're always going to do is say, well, if y is equal to x plus 3, I can chuck the x plus 3 value into the y spot over here. So if y is equal to this, I can put it into the y spot over there. So that means I can say x squared plus, and then instead of y, I'm going to say x plus 3 squared is equal to 9. Then, after I've done this, it's a matter of expanding out. So this is going to be x squared plus, remember the way that you expand out a perfect square is you square the first term, then you go 3 times x is 3x, times that by 2 is 6x, square the last term, which is 9, and this whole thing is equal to 9. Then we're going to gather some like terms here. I've got x squared and x squared, that's 2x squared, plus 6x, and then I've got 9 and 9. I can subtract this 9 over and be left with 0 over there. Remember, I'm trying to find the x values for which the intersection is occurring. So I'm trying to solve for x here. To do that, I'm going to factorize. So I'm going to factorize 2x out, and that's going to leave me with x plus 3 is equal to 0. Once I've done that, I can now use my null factor theorem to solve for my x-intercepts. So I'm going to go 2x is equal to 0. So I take that and I set it equal to 0. Then I take this and I set that equal to 0. So that means x is going to be equal to 0 and x is going to be equal to negative 3. So these are the x values for my intersections points. To find the coordinates, I'm now going to have to sub these back into my rules. So I'm going to sub in x equals 0 into, now I'm going to sub it into the easier rule, so I'm going to sub it into y is equal to x plus 3. But remember, you could sub it into this and get your answer still. It's just going to take a bit longer because this is a bit more ugly. So that means I'm going to get y is equal to, into the x spot, I'm going to put a 0 plus 3, y is equal to 3. Therefore, when x is 0, I get 3 out. So just like that, by subbing in our x value into the easier equation, we can figure out what my coordinates are. And then you're going to go on and do that for the next one here. So I'm going to sub in, this time I'll take x minus 3, x equals minus 3 into y is equal to x plus 3. That means I'm going to get y is equal to negative 3 plus 3, y is going to be equal to 0. So that means, therefore, when I let x be equal to negative 3, I get 0 out. And just like that, I've got my answer. But don't click off yet, because I want to go through a very important skill on how to do this on your CAS calculator and use a very important function on your CAS. So here we have how we could solve this in our CAS calculator. And I specifically want to draw your attention to using the such that symbol, which is a vertical line. So we'll be going through these instructions now. So make sure you're paying attention with me. So let's just bring this over here. Let's rub out this so we can have a look at when we're doing it. Like magic, there is my CAS. We're going to open up a calculator page. Now, if I want to solve this all on the CAS, what I could do is go menu, algebra, solve, and I'm just going to write out this first line here and solve it for x, because that's what I was doing. So I've got x squared plus x plus 3 squared is equal to 9. I'm solving that for x. So x squared plus x plus 3 squared is equal to 9. I'm solving that for x. I hit enter, and those are the x values for which the intersections occur. X is equal to negative 3, which we found here, and x is equal to 0, which we found there. What we then did is we subbed them back into our rule, and I want to show you how you can do that with the CAS calculator. Now, in this example, it's pretty easy. So you could do it by hand, but if it's a more elaborate equation, it's very useful to know how to do this on the CAS calculator. It's essential to be able to do this on the CAS calculator. So remember, the rule that we're using here is, if this lets me scroll, y is equal to x plus 3. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to go y is equal to x plus 3. Then I'm going to go control this button and click this right here. This means such that, and now I can go x is equal to negative 3. And do you see how I get y is equal to 0 out? So that means when x is equal to negative 3, I get 0 out. Then we could do the same thing. Important that we learn some tricks of the trade of the CAS calculator. If you hit the up button and then hit it again, it will highlight this. Then you can hit enter and it brings it down, because the only thing I want to change now is my x value. So x is now going to be equal to 0. I hit enter and now it's saying y is equal to 3. And that's what we found over here. When x is 0, y is equal to 3. So some very useful CAS skills right here on how to use it most efficiently. This such that symbol is very important that you can use well. Hopefully all this has made sense, and I'll see ya.